Hi friends, to whoever that is watching. I think I wanted to record this vlog because it's been many days since I did one, and also I got very emotionally engaged in a cricket match which I want to discuss with. I actually felt the same way of a desperate need to make a vlog and express myself after watching the movie Project Hail Mary, but I couldn't do that because the moment was gone. By the time I thought I had to record it, the moment was gone. And I don't want to repeat the mistake here again. Though the moment is still kind of gone, but at least I'm still in the inertia of it, or to say the fringes of the feeling, where I still feel a bit lost about the match that has happened. It's a very, I don't know how to say, put in a perspective, it's a very small loss because it's just a league match or not an important match. It's just a build up into the match. But the real change is the investment that I did, the emotional investment that I did. Maybe I need to give a background of the emotional investment as well. IPL was huge in my college, and not just my college, even before my college as well. When the Deccan Chargers were playing and they won the cup with Gilchrist hugging everyone and all those triumph moments against RCB. I very triumphantly celebrated that win. That was a very personal moment for me as well because I was in a very low of not passing a certain exam, ITJE, and that gave me a huge boost and huge adrenaline and huge freedom to celebrate, which I was in a when I was in a completely low. Thus, I got affiliated to that team at that point of a time. That team showed me the team spirit a lot. Andrews Hymens was also part of the team, and Pragyan Oja and Rohit Sharma as well. Rohit Sharma was very young at that point of time. I'm just describing you the setup of my involvement. It was very lifting. Gilchrist has scored very good in semi-final, and everyone expected him to score well in the final as well, but he didn't. But sorry for deviating too much from the current match and going into the past very much, but I'm just trying to give an overall build up for the emotional investment and the engagement which in the past I had done, which might have reflected today. Herschel Gibbs scored a saving grace score on in that match, and they defended it very well with a great team spirit. I don't remember the technical details very much, but the emotional details are very much etched in my mind. My aunts, I watched it along with my aunt's son also. He was also very much engaged, but I don't think it's that much relevant to him as it is to me. I watched along with him, and yes, I felt quite a bit of triumph, and I went into a new college after that, though it was not IIT which I aimed for. And the most, and one more high I remember was the first day of the next IPL after winning the trophy, the next IPL of Deccan Chargers, and I could sit in the room, and we all were sitting in the room. I thought I was just alone in the triumph. Of course, I know the Hyderabadis would. My college was in Hyderabad only. The team would people around. I thought I would get a. They majorly people would support Hyderabad because it's in Hyderabad, and most of the people from Hyderabad were in the college. Again, sorry for too much deviation into the past match. This is just a build up for that current match which happened today, which I want to share about. I want to describe the one more high that I got from the narrative of events which I was saying. That high was the communal high of everyone shouting when the number 18 Gilchrist came onto the screen, and everyone was cheering for him as a hope that he would uplift them. And sorry for the big words for a sport, but yeah, it is kind of the high that NA not to open up much to the world, not even to the Premier Leagues, rest of the Premier Leagues of the world, with just a small world in his mind. And it's just a huge high for that small world to be sharing with a huge number of people. That gave me a quite high, and I got transfixed into Deccan Chargers in that phase of a time. So much so that I didn't even care sometimes about my studies and all. They were competing, the matches were competing with my study schedule, and I preferred, though very guiltily, the matches that are happening in the IPL. And I felt very guilty about that too. My grades were going down too, not just because of IPL. Of course, that's altogether a different story. That I didn't study well in the college. But yeah, IPL was competing. When IPL was competing, strictly gave preference to IPL. My friends know this very well, and my friends we even the group of friends who were watching IPL. It was fun. Also, we had our own affiliations. We had our own, and they were not much for friends backing me, but many from college as a mob were backing the team. So enough of that about the past. I just want to give im- give enough intro to my emotional investment in the past. And one more aspect of the teams that I followed thereafter, I don't remember properly, was it in the college or something like that, but I used to love the aura of Dhoni, and how no matter how the opposition is playing, everyone was playing with the presence of Dhoni in their mind, that he would somehow scheme something against them. That is the aura which I really loved and admired. Not at that point of a time. I felt a pang of jealousy at that point of a time, that how can such a, because my close friend was a fan of CSK, and I would follow it from that point of view, that, and the rest were Mumbai Indians, which I didn't really take it seriously because I didn't feel that kind of affiliation towards Mumbai Indians. I love Sachin Tendulkar, as of course I'm going too deep into other narratives, but let me go with the flow. CSK was very important because it very it made me felt an awe for the team, of the aura of winning their matches, of in pressure matches. How could they drag it to till the last ball, and how can they score over, and that winning mindset was completely, I'm awed by that. Telling you too much about Dhoni because the whole disturbance, the whole disappointment came because mm, I kind of felt the same shrewd feelings about myself get disturbed with this match. I think I don't remember much about posting of India versus New Zealand match. Of I'm not very good with more with exact details of memory, but I fairly consider myself to be a very well, how to say this. I will tell you what is my biggest strength, of what I think is my biggest strength, and that which got shaken by this match is the very reason why I'm posting this. I think my biggest strength now is taking into the details of the match. When I see everyone commentating emotionally about the match, I take a higher ground, saying that they don't really matter. All that matters is what happens at that moment of a time in the sport. That if you take care of that moment, the whole narrative is gonna fix itself. If you take right decisions at right time at that point of a time, sometimes you may fail. You just back yourself up and try to build up for the next moment. That is my real plan, and I was very confident of my plan. Again, I don't remember what happened much in the India failure of New Zealand, which has shaken me. But I will describe you what has shaken me today with the match of SRH versus Punjab Kings level. Coming to the IPL now, what is happening right now, in my opinion of it, I thought it's a good entertainment because I'm go to college every day, and after coming, it's a nice entertainment to engage in a communal feeling, to get engaged into, to get drawn into, and the whole investment of the whole point of it, of highs and lows you get, is from a certain distraction and appreciation of your own feelings, right? The appreciation of what is, when what you think gets validated, you get an appreciation, and what you think get destroyed, you get a destruction. And the whole journey of it is the engagement part, where you feel very engaged and in very much entertained. I don't find a better word other than entertained, but I don't prefer the word entertainment, but because entertainment in the sense anything can be entertainment, but this is a bit different from, say, some random unplanned entertainment. This is, I don't know how to differentiate this, how to describe this in first place. I'm not being very sure of it right now. So my journey that got disturbed very much is, again, I have to bring back to the present form of IPL, in which I'm consuming IPL. I'm usually don't follow the matches completely because I think it's too much investment, uh, because I have limited time, and I need to diversify into many aspects because I want to be informed of. I feel kind of how to say this. I feel I feel a bit. I prepared for civil services to give the one more narrative background, and continuation of that is that I really feel connected with the world when I'm updated about the world, and which is a very important part of my daily routine. So I watch news a lot in that aspect, and I also want to be engaged emotionally in other ways, such as, say, it could be as simple as reels, or something that connects well with the songs or music in other emotional ways, not just cricket. So it takes a very small part in my, not very small, sometimes it takes a huge, I mean, sometimes I like watching the matches, but on the overall on the overall I on overall overall I'm invested only at the crunch moments. That is how I'm invested in. And when they go either this way or that way, I'm explaining this because I want to explain. I'm just explaining why this today is very unsettling, because I just watch them in the crunch moments, and when it goes this way or that way, if my prediction goes right, I think that I'll go by saying that, I okay, it went right, and I will feel very happy. If it didn't go well, also okay, it was a crunch moment. It could have gone either way. It's not much of a problem, or they played their well, and it's okay. But today was different. Today was very different because I got emotionally involved as a fan, actually, because of various. I'm going to, as I said, I'm going to the college, and the atmosphere over there, the people affiliations over there, the people over there, their Instagram feed, my own Instagram feed, my own need for a part of a group, need to be part of a group, and the evoking of those past memories, all those factors combined into a strong desire for involvement as a fan, which I didn't. I like all the teams actually. Now, right now, at this point of a time, I love the sport in general, so I like all the teams. But it's kind of surprising too that I evoked all those memories and all the feelings around me to coherently form an opinion of being a fan of a team and following it very intensely. That is what made this day very different from every day. Maybe I should start describing what happened in the match. Of course, you can statistically know what happened and all with the introduction that time. But I'm interested in telling me what happened to me when I was watching the match. Again, I want to put things into perspective. Put things into perspective that it really doesn't matter much actually. But I went to the hell with anyway, because just because it doesn't matter doesn't mean you shouldn't be part of its journey. Like, just say you're watching a movie, or say uh, you're having a phone call with your friend or something like that. Not everything needs to be put into perspective, because it's quite your time is so much for you emotionally. You have different needs to be you have different needs and you have different responsibilities. And with the varied don't think I'm too much deviating. I just want to caution this view that my disappointment which I'm expressing very much. I'm also want to put it into a perspective that it really is not the supermost thing in the world. As you know, so many wars are kind of happening, so many deals are kind of happening about the world. I'm deviating from the topic just to put my sadness into perspective. So many people are very distraught, so many people have very different reasons to feel bad, and this is not the most important way to feel the bad. I'm not claiming it is, but what I'm claiming is we all have our different journeys, we all have our different disappointments, and it's I'm just hoping that out of very much different disappointment, even if the scale is small, this is one such disappointment. And if anyone shares the similar views, or if anyone gets emotionally invested in such views, then I'll be delighted that I served the purpose. Okay, enough of background. Coming to the actual matter of the match, what happened in the match, what I went through. The opening of the match, I was as usual indifferent. As I said, I watch it with an indifferent eye of I just want to be entertained. I don't know. I don't fully fit into an affiliation criteria. I was ready to be put into affiliation criteria, but I was not ready. I was ready to be put into a criteria, but I was not yet put myself in the criteria of emotional investment. When the opening, when match was opened with Abhishek Sharma and Travis Head were knocking them out, I thought it's an easy match to win. But I also know after watching many matches that T20 is quite unpredictable. Anything could happen. I was watching with that eye, but I was not as much ball to ball invested. I was just watching them uh, bash everything onto the boundaries and just enjoying themselves. I thought good for them. And but then I told you what got the whole thing. Disappointment comes from something getting destroyed, something you believe getting destroyed. And what I believed got destroyed today was my belief that I have an unique eye of my own self, of various things put into perspective. I get confidence from various issues that I think about, say international relations, international affairs, or say movies. I'm very good at, in the sense, I take myself to be very good at thinking about movies. So all such different confidences put into a concoction becomes a personality, becomes its own confidence that, oh, I'm good at these things and so and so. So it kind of built up, that confidence got built up into this thing that I'm good at emotionally as well. I take myself to be very emotionally intelligent in understanding my own emotions. I take that too as my credit, and all this put together, it yielded a certain confidence which got destroyed today. What really got again destroyed was my instinct that I kind of know where the match is going, or it didn't go how I think it should have gone, or even despite thinking I know how it should have gone, but it didn't go that way. I felt like the bowler who was being bashed by the batsman, who were playing, who was being played around by the batsman. That was the high peak of disappointment for me. Especially Shreyas Iyer. Actually, it happened in the end, but Shreyas Iyer played really well, and he played around the bowlers very much. I just couldn't contain my thoughts on the failures of how could how my thinking would have really affected the batsman. I usually am very confident that, oh, this thing should have happened. That is why, or say, I don't know, I'm sorry for the delay. I'm just repeating myself. The view that got was usually, I think this is how A B C D, and I'm pretty confident of that was as well. But this match shattered that pattern. That is what is the most disturbed thing. Again, we build up the confidence, of course. The confidence gets built up, it breaks, it builds up. The whole journey is very engaging. That is what sport is all about. But it's very disturbing that I got very emotionally engaged and I got crushed out of the match. So after Abhishek Sharma and Travis Head scoring, I thought it should be. I thought they went with the flow and they shouldn't have gone. They should have played a bit more carefully. This is what the high is. This is what the disappointment doesn't come from, because I didn't put myself in their shoes and I have a judgment over them. And I'm sure if that judgment would have gone well, the match would have gone well. That is my usual confidence. And that didn't get shaken up at that point of time when they were out. Instead, I got engaged into the match. And I found it very difficult for the batsmen to score the runs. They were taking wickets at regular intervals. And I also suspect, what do you call, I think they batted really well, even if they scored very well, because it was difficult when they was trying to score. They were being taken as wickets. As I told you, I go only ball by ball. I don't look at the macro picture of it. Not that you shouldn't, but that's my plan. Just that moment is important. And overall, I thought it's a pretty good defendable score. I don't think it's such a serious match. It's not a, it's not any in any way lesser score, especially Klassen as well. I thought it was difficult for him to score as well. He tried to hit it from the back, that didn't go well, and finally he tried to stick to hitting it from a long on. I guess that's where he got caught. And wonderful catch of I don't remember who took the catch, but of the captain as well, team captain as well. He got out in a similar way. So yeah, the wickets were falling down, and I didn't feel much disturbed by that either. I thought it's still a winnable. I was very confident that it's a winnable score. Though some cricket really professional, or I don't know, pitch people who understand pitch and all might really disagree. Not the random opinions of people all over who think they have an opinion. I'm also one of them, but I'm sure I kind of, again, I don't want to be too much philosophical of defending myself, but yeah, kind of differentiate myself from the huge crowd of people that my opinions are kind of singularly stand out sometimes. That kind of opinion confidence I have in my opinions. Sorry for a long review. I hope you're all watching it till end. So it got, sorry if it feels like boosting myself up. I'm just trying to be genuine. So I still thought it's a winnable score, but then uh, what happened? They scored similarly in the power play. I was watching it ball to ball. I couldn't control their innings. I couldn't understand their innings, what ball to ball, how to stop them, how to make them stop. I felt a bit of failure on that side too, because I was completely invested without a doubt, without an indifference, without a wall of indifference. I was completely invested ball to ball, and yet I couldn't help in my mind make them out, and they were scored on going well. But then the wickets fell. That is when again my confidence was back. Yes, this is going according to my plan, according to my thinking. But oh, who were the wickets that were? I'm just doubting myself of who were the wickets that were fallen. I think it was. I don't remember super. I don't have super memory, but I'll tell you what. I remember. I'm not trying to be completely detail authentic. So yes, what I usually differentiate myself is taking time to adjust and then hitting the walls. So class and kind of couldn't do it, but I was still with him because he tried and he couldn't do that, and the rest of batsmen too. What went? Yes, I think we are reaching the end because I miss repeating myself. I think you got the gist of my disappointment. But still, so yeah, they kind of stood their ground, fetching their singles, facing the pressure, and they came out really good at the end. That is what disturbed me so much. They come out so good that they faced their. It was like they had a counter plan to my own thinking, and that plan won. And instead of my thinking, that is what disturbed me the most in a very very small way. This could have been said, and the whole vlog is just about this. All the before elements which I said, all the build up or all the build up that I the emotional past that I said and all is just this, which really is all leads to just this statement that this that thing that got shattered, that they had a very good counter plans to the plans. uh, and also I couldn't thinking in their shoes, I didn't have an answer as well. So that by that I got very disappointment that I didn't wanted to watch the next match as well. I designed I thought I planned the whole day that I would watch the matches and get very emotionally hooked and all, but I got completely shattered in a sense that my own thinking got shattered of what I think is right, and that sometimes even if you execute your plans well, they come up with counter plans, and they come up with a very good performance, and which they did, and that is what really shattered me. But small glitch that I can say, small improvement that I can say was that the failure of actually bowling proper Yorkers. You see many teams bowling Yorkers, unplayable Yorkers in that, which SRH I think didn't bowl much, which they kind of lacked, in that department. Like many bowlers, that Yorkers are very important in the end. They are very unplayable deliveries, and even the spin bowling as well. I think Abhishek Sharma bowling the last over could have happened much before. But I too was skeptical of the decision because they hammered 1 over of spinner as well. That just completely blocked of introducing a spinner in the end. So it was all in the rush of moment. The decisions must have been taken, and I'm still disappointed that my plans kind of didn't work. And going back to again, this is not a chess game where I think that is where that is real disappointment again stems from. If it is a game, some game like a chess game or game or something like that, I would have been less disappointment. That if it was some other game, I would have given it a chance. Okay, it's a chance game. If it was a chess, I would have thought, I'm not that prepared. But this is something I prepared so much about in my life that I think I took it very seriously and I owned my decisions, which got shattered. And hopefully, of course, I would be interested in future to watch them again. But right now, I feel very shattered and very down, and I'm at least kind of fulfilled that I'm sharing this with everyone as a communal effect, because This is not just my personal life. This is like many people must have watched the match, and I hope something still rings in everyone. I think we've reached the end of the review. Thank you, everyone, if you watched this long patiently. And if you are really engaged by it, I'm grateful for it.